Welcome to the Punchline. I'm your comic strip critic. Every comic strip that I've taken a look at thus far has been one that's appeared in my local newspaper, Cleveland's Plain Dealer. But I think it's time that I broadened my horizons, and maybe took a look at a comic strip that I've never heard of before. Something that other comic strip readers have seen around and know and love just as much as I love Foxtrot or Calvin and Hobbes. What do they read? Wow. Am I the only person whose first thought was,
Bonnie is a dinosaur from our imagination?
So what can I tell you about Todd the Dinosaur? Well, the strip was started by Patrick Roberts in 2001 when it ran in his newspaper, The Oklahoman. Eventually, King Features Syndicate, the same group that syndicates strips such as Spider-Man, Beetle Bailey, and Baby Blues, noticed Todd and picked it up. The title character is a 7-year-old blue dinosaur that attends the 2nd grade and lives with Trent Footbridge, his owner? Roommate? Adoptive father? Kidnapper? I don't know. And yes, nobody ever questions the fact that a T-Rex is attending the 2nd grade. Who cares though? I don't. Like I said, Todd the Dinosaur is a relatively new comic strip, having only been around for just over a decade. So, what's he been up to so far in 2012? Let's find out.
Tetherball geek, tetherball nerd.
Oh, go on and bully the king of the dinosaurs. Tell me how well that works out for you.
Oh yeah? What do you know? Tetherball isn't for nerds. Right, Napoleon?
It's my serve, gosh.
Napoleon Dynamite? Isn't that copyright infringement of some kind? I mean, I'm no legal expert, but isn't this the sort of thing that makes the lawyers come knocking? Run! Run! Every man for themselves!
Well, you promise not to do that in the theater again?
All right, sheesh.
Okay then. Here's your cell phone back, mister.
You know, on second thought, I think I'll go buy a new one.
This alone justifies cloning dinosaurs like Jurassic Park. Get on this now! Thank you for attending our movie cinema. For the convenience of those around you, please turn off your cell phone, or else the facility's resident Rex will devour it. If you want it back, you'll have to reach in and get it yourself, you inconsiderate prick. The artwork is okay, I guess. I mean, it's very simplistic, which is not a bad thing. The human characters are drawn and designed well enough, but Todd, the title character, has a number of problems. The very first thing I noticed about him are his eyes. They're located kind of low. Can you imagine just how creepy that would look in real life? Todd's overall body shape doesn't really look much like a T-Rex at first glance either. I expect to see a bit more of a defined shape, such as longer legs, a few scales, or maybe the possibility of a freaking neck. Okay, Mr. Dinosaur, turn your head and cough. I can't! I have no neck! Todd's also suffering from a seriously bad case of overbite. All these little things add up to make Todd not look at all like a dinosaur and look more like Barney. Actually, now that I think about it, both of them are T-Rexes that don't look it, they're non-carnivorous, they're brightly colored, and they hang out with elementary school children all day. You think they're related?
Greetings, we are from outer space, and we are superior to you in every way. We know everything there is to know in the universe. But there is still one mystery about your planet that we do not understand. How do you get the straw into these juice boxes? Yeah, it's really hard. Yeah, good luck with that.
Random aliens again! Why do you torment me so? Seriously, why do so many strips? This one, Beetle Bailey, Ziggy, even old cartoons like the Flintstones, have aliens just randomly dropping in with no explanation whatsoever. Yes, I know that gag-a-day strips don't really need to stay entirely true to the rules of the setting. It's okay to bend the rules a little bit if it's funny. But, and this is a big smelly butt that stinks like rotten eggs, it needs to at least be plausible in the rules and setting you have set up. It works on the Far Side because the Far Side has absolutely zero rules whatsoever. That's part of what makes it funny. The two who showed up late in Calvin and Hobbes' run work because they might only be a part of Calvin's imagination. And if these aliens are a figment of Todd's imagination, then he comes up with the most boring aliens ever. Todd the Dinosaur is also really, really gross at times. Sometimes juvenilely so. There's jokes with mold, jokes with toilet humor. Also, who says bummy? As far as I know, it's bummer. Stinky breath humor, earwax jokes, and a lot more disgusting stuff. Is it funny? Well, do you know people who laugh simply because you say the word butt? I'm getting the sense that this strip was written for or by people like this.
Well, Trent, I see you and your moron T-Rex are out for a walk. Hello, Newton.
So who else thinks this is gonna end well for Newton, huh? Raise your hands. That's what I thought.
You know, Newton, I've decided I'm not gonna let those remarks upset me. Because I just want to be your friend. In fact, I trust you with my life. See, I trust you as I fall backward. Here, catch me. Thanks, Newton. I knew you'd always be there for me.
This is actually pretty funny. There's some good clever writing, some good physical comedy in here, and it blends pretty well together. Mr. Roberts, this is the standard you need to hold yourself to. This is good stuff.
Poor little birdie. Were you too late to catch any worms? Okay then. You're welcome.
And thus, the yellow angry bird was born. Based on these few months worth of strips that I've read, Todd the Dinosaur is actually a fairly decent strip. The humor's a little juvenile sometimes, and they tend to rely on the same jokes a bit too often, but there's a chance for some real potential here. Maybe, Mr. Roberts, if you took a look at Todd's second grade classroom and what goes on in there, and maybe run a freaking storyline or two, you could have a real classic on your hands here.
What is it with girls and horses? Beats me. The weird thing is they don't just play with their horses, they pretend they are the horses. Yeah, Alan, why don't they play something logical? You know, something they could really be. Well, I'm all set. Let's go. We've got crime to fight. Right.
No. Oh, Patrick Roberts, you can't keep bringing in characters from other franchises like this. If you do, then you're only going to wind up summoning those vile, dreaded, life-sucking beasts known as lawyers. I'm your comic strip critic, and I read the funny pages in the hope that someday they will be.
Mr. Critic,
You'll
you're
never
being
take me
sued for...
alive!